Hi guys, it's Wolverine here, guys. It is Tuesday afternoon, guys. It's around about 5:30, so I'm going to spend Christmas Eve actually with my family, so I'll be driving down there. But before I go, guys, I'd just like to tell you guys that I'm receiving just incredible news. They're coming from the three platforms that I told you that actually are releasing those funds to those members, and that is 1,000,000% confirmed. All right, so it's all coming to fruition, right? They've sent out a statement to keep an eye on your emails, because that is definitely coming through. So it's good news that we're hearing from there. Also hearing from Mauricio as well. I think good news are coming from there. I can't tell you too much, but it looks like awesome news that are coming from there. So I'll keep you posted when I hear more confirmation, but it definitely looks good. All right, so guys, all I can say, guys, is we just have to wait, and I'm still praying that hopefully we get the RV actually before the new year. It's not going to happen in Christmas like we all thought it was, but let's see what happens, guys. But look, if these platforms are starting already, I'm sure that we're going to hear some more good news coming through. All right, the owner actually, Victor Yella from Unificate, came out with a beautiful audio. He started crying, he got emotional, and of course after so many years trying to do this, and he finally was able to liberate the funds out to its members. So it definitely is good news. All right, guys, look after yourself, and Merry Christmas, right, to all of you, and I'm sure, I have absolute faith that 2025 is going to be an awesome year for all of us. Take care. Bye-bye. It's Wolver here, guys. It is Tuesday, Christmas Eve here in Australia, and still no notification. It looks like nothing's going to happen for Christmas. Unfortunately, guys, it is very stressful for me being the messenger, and I got told we're supposed to go actually a few days ago. I think it was on a Saturday or something. I can't remember which day it was, right? And nothing happened. And again, we were supposed to go on Monday, and all signs were going on Monday. Every whale that I talked to was waiting actually for Monday. They were waiting actually to receive payment. Again, nothing happened. So I'm just stressful enough with this, right? We've been let down again. But the good news, actually, there's three platforms that I talked to you about. Yes, they are coming through with oxygen payment. Okay? They are coming through. One's paying the 1%. So that is true. That is absolutely true. Okay? That's good news coming from there. All right? Is the RV going to happen before the end of the year? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I doubt it. I doubt it. With things progressing right now, I can't say that it's going to happen before the end of the year. I can't keep saying that, because I feel like the boy that cried wolf all the time, and I end up like a complete idiot, right? So let's see what happens, guys. Right? People are saying that it might happen actually when Trump gets back in office. It might be true. Some saying it's the first week of January. It might be true. I don't know. This is like a thief in the night, right? And I extremely apologize if I hurt anyone, because that was never my intention, right? But I know that I'm going to get targeted, and so I'm gonna for my own health of mine, I'm not going to be actually as active as I used to actually on this, because it's not healthy, right? It's not healthy on me. It's not healthy on you guys, right? Because it is what it is. You know what I mean? All right. You take care, guys. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hopefully 2025 is going to be the year that we've been waiting, because we can't keep doing this. Can't keep going like this. Honestly, it is very, very hurtful for all of us. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bank story, Chase Bank Dinar showed at 291 on their screen. Banker said that was weird. No numbers on Dong or Zim that he mentioned. That is interesting, though. Seems more banks have rates popping in and out. I'm looking forward to the other side of this thing, and I very much believe it is coming soon. So I don't know if it's worth asking or not. We did have somebody that went today. They were able to exchange Chinese currency for a better one, and they said they were expecting to be able to handle dinar and dong soon as well. It wasn't a great rate on the Chinese one, so that's nothing to write home for yet, but they're starting to take more currencies. That was a Wells Fargo. Say, can I stop my job search soon? Hope so. Couple of calls today, anywhere from 347 to 392, bouncing in and off of screens is the report I got from two different banking contacts, two different parts of the country. So I took that one since they had the same numbers. Is very good news. AZ, the only news I've got for you on the Boulevard is that at this point, I very much believe it is in the first basket. Rates, I'm hearing stuff all over the board. I don't even know what to tell you guys, but none of them have been bad. I am not in anywhere hearing not now, not until mid-January. Oh, Labrador, that's 3 weeks. I could live with that. And I'm getting back and forth myself. I'm getting back and forth. If it doesn't happen the next day or two, I've got some sources that are going, oh, that means it won't happen until 15th to the 20th, somewhere in there in January. I've got more of them saying now, we don't know. The overwhelming majority believe it's this week or going into this next weekend. Chris, that's just the weird part. It'll be there, it won't be there. It'll be there, it won't be there. It has gotten really odd. And Mark, yeah, wicked close, brother. Let's see, what's this? Various foreign currencies in the currency basket, complete exchange rate revaluation, inflation monitoring, dollar auction. And oh, speaking of which, I am glad you posted that one. Dollar auctions today, 274 million. Terry, thank you for digging that up. I know it takes a lot more deep dive this over the past 2 weeks as they're starting to end auctions. It's gotten a lot more difficult. My last update from I'm glad, Arun, that you posted, because that joggled that one. I am told right now that their plan is to end the auctions on the 27th or 28th. A lot of people think that is the day we will get a new value. I hope they are accurate.
Forwarded from Darth Vader Actual. Hashtag IQD. Last year they revalued the dinar to 1310 on February 7th, which was a Tuesday. Here is the theory. Tomorrow being Tuesday and Christmas Eve, they can revalue after the US markets close, as all forex closes till 5 p.m. Christmas Day. They have ample time, just like Sunday, and it's a perfect diversion. It will hit forex on Boxing Day, which is Thursday, 2 days of adjustments on forex and 2 days of weekend. And people can start exchange from 30th Monday, which is a new moon day. A lot of financial market positive moves happen on new moon historically. And like Sudani promised, it's just 1 day before the new year end. They can adjust their books according to the new rate for the new fiscal year, starting January 1st, 2025. It's a perfect storm if it happens. Both Sudani and Alak would be delivering on their promise that this theory is realized. Again, it's just my thought process. Please use your discernment. Happy holidays. Brothers Technology Inc. This was posted on the Chosen Ones Telegram. I was saving this one until Majid 66224499 awakens. However, this long article is a home run. International banks equal international Iraqi dinar. So, bro, we Iraqi banks equals a stronger economy and stock exchange. Question, do you all believe? Are you all a leader? Reverend Lee, 1933. I don't know how much clearer they can be. Ordered from Darth Vader Actual, posted on the Chosen Ones Telegram. Central bank policy in light of banking compliance with international standards between the quantity of expectations and requirements. The debate is raging about the steps of the Central Bank of Iraq towards the US Federal Reserve and the American Treasury, and doubt that they are incorrect steps in the management of monetary policy. In fact, other opinions have gone to warn of a bank collapse as a result of these agreements and what will result in early next year from the Association of Iraqi/Arab Banks with American correspondent banks, which these opinions described as a confusion and error in following monetary policies that are not suitable for the current economic situation. Therefore, we say in this regard, and we warn of the unorth of these opinions if we carry them in good faith, as the aforementioned steps and procedures are nothing but a reflection of the central bank's policy of supporting the national economy in its directions towards establishing relations with Arab and international correspondent banks, and the gradual transition of the processes of strengthening the pre-balance of the accounts of these banks. This is in line with what the Central Bank of Iraq announced in 2023 and its plan to gradually reduce dependence on the electronic platform until it ends work during the year 2024 and limit it to the processes of recording financial transfers for the purposes of control, auditing and analysis. The governor of the central bank stressed in many places that the central bank is determined to support Iraqi banks, enhance their capabilities and prepare them to work in accordance with international practices and agreements that are aimed at building and strengthening the capabilities of our banks internationally. Monetary policy measures to link the 6 Iraqi and Arab banks with prestigious, capable international banks is the right eye that conflicts with the reality of international activity and practice in import operations, currency conversion, and the movement of money through prestigious international banks. The application of this procedure is expected to contribute to the following: adjusting the money transfer operations and the diagnosis of the final entities that will reach from which the pre-transfer stage control will be detailed as an alternative to the post-control joint. The aforementioned link supports a number of our qualified banks towards raising their banking status and increasing their acceptability and access globally, especially as most Iraqi banks suffer from administrative and regulatory problems at the operational and investment levels. Limiting banks that fall under the blacklists that practice informal activities that are about smuggling or selling the dollar at the parallel price, at the expense of their practice of banking activity within the limits of lending and investment, and motivate them to rebuild their activities within the limits of real banking, based on the achievement of the above points, are in light of the improvement in the international position of Iraqi banks. Forwarded from Breakfast with Tiffany. This article is dated December 19, 2024. The potential revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has been a topic of speculation and interest among investors and economists for years. However, no official date has been announced by the Iraqi government or the Central Bank of Iraq to evaluate its currency. The dinar has remained relatively stable recently, primarily influenced by the country's oil-dependent economy, political landscape, and global economic conditions. Currency revaluation is a complex process that typically involves a country's central bank adjusting the official value of its currency relative to foreign currencies. In Iraq's case, a revaluation would likely strengthen the dinar's purchasing power and reflect improvements in the nation's economic stability. Despite occasional rumors and discussions about a revaluation, these claims are often unsubstantiated and should be cautiously approached. Iraq's economy faces ongoing challenges, including political instability, corruption, and heavy reliance on oil exports. These factors contribute to uncertainty about the timing or likelihood of a dinar revaluation. While the government has tried to implement economic reforms, these measures take time to show significant results. For those interested in the Iraqi dinar's revaluation, credible information and official announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq or other authoritative sources are essential. Speculating on currency changes can be risky, and decisions should be made with careful consideration of verified data and expert advice. In summary, while a dinar revaluation remains a topic of interest, no definitive timeline or date has been set. Iraq's economic future will largely depend on the country's ability to address internal challenges and achieve sustainable growth. The post by Trader Girl Q on X. Ready to flip the switch for Christmas. Tomorrow is 34 days since Joel McHale's birthday. Joel warned us all it would start on a long weekend or bank holiday, allowing banks to go offline. The US stock market is closed December 25th for Christmas and closes early at 1 p.m. Christmas Eve. X Files Agenda 30. It will probably start on a Friday. Banks will be offline all weekend. Digital money will disappear. Followed by a strategic EMP electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids. What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia. If the Black Swan event were to happen over the holiday, the stock market will go into turmoil starting December 26. If the intention is to collapse the dollar before Q1 begins in January, there's only a matter of days left. Remember, the golden era is upon us. Silver and gold will continue to reach new highs while heavily invested hedge fund dominated blue chip stock sell-off and heavily shorted retail stocks, primarily owned by the apes, will begin to squeeze. Once the stock market loses a certain percentage, the government will interject and turn the power off to prevent a bank run and losing their power. It's when Starlink turns the power back on that it becomes game over. ISO 20022 tokens like XRP, XLM, XDC are part of the new system along with silver and gold. Get ready for the switch to be made. Cuba backed out 71 days from December 27, October 18, and again December 4th, 23 days from December 27. Expect cyber outages. Everything we know is about to change. Blackout necessary. And there's a video to watch, the X-Files Agenda 30. Dan Scavino. President Trump was not late to NABJ. He arrived on time and patiently waited backstage while they tried to get the audio up and running. There were a few wires crossed backstage. Fact check, true. Forwarded from We Are the News, Brian V. We Are the News. This should scare the shit out of bankers. Decentralized means we don't need the Rothschild banking system of perpetual debt. This transaction of 917 million cost 0.0013 to transact. This is the utility function of XRP. Transacting payments for basically nothing, while keeping the transaction on a public ledger for everyone to see. Cheap and transparent, exposing criminal activity or origins. The commodity is its value on a money processor. The end is near for the Fed. Ripple and other entities move over 1.8 billion XRP, paying only 0.0013 fee. That's very clever. Ripple moves 38 million to unknown wallet. According to the Post, Ripple transferred 380 million XRP worth 915.17 million to the wallet RP.XV3. Notably, Ripple paid a fee of 0.0005 XRP for this transaction, although Whale Alert labeled the recipient address unknown. Data from top XRPL Explorer Bithomp suggests that Ripple might be the owner. The company activated the wallet with 70 million XRP on October 2nd, 2023. That was amazing. This is posted by Dinar Evaluation. Project to remove zeros from Iran's deteriorating currency. The Iranian government has submitted a bill to the Islamic Consultative Assembly to remove 4 zeros from the national currency and convert its unit from the rial to the toman. The government of Masoud Pezeshkian stated that the purpose of preparing this bill and submitting it to Parliament is to reduce its problems caused by chronic inflation and the decline in the purchasing power of the national currency, which in recent years has led to a significant increase in daily transactions and a clear decline of the reputation of the national currency compared to other currencies. Tasnim News Agency reported that this bill was approved by the second government of President Hassan Rouhani in August 2019 and has now been submitted to the Parliament as an emergency bill in the 14th government. An attempt has been made to preserve the reputation of the national currency by removing 4 zeros, while the Iranian rial is currently the least valuable currency in the world, and its value continues to decline, as it was exchanged against the dollar for more than 760,000 Iranian rials. Although removing 4 zeros from the national currency may make trading easier in the market, the government has not explained how it expects inflation to be reduced by removing 4 zeros from the national currency. Ordered from GCR TrueNews. The dollar market is on one man, a new mechanism, and the exchange rate is threatened. The Central Bank of Iraq is preparing to stop dealing with the electronic platform for dollar transfers abroad at a time when experts warned against raising the exchange rate to a higher level in light of the news circulating about it. The online platform was launched in early 2023, and it represents a system for checking dollar remittances before they are executed, instead of the audit that was conducted by the US Federal Reserve after implementation. Banks, companies, and traders in Iraq faced some challenges before adapting to the new method, but they finally underwent a series of trainings received by the employees of these banks before fully adapting to the platform's work. Exchange rate hike. In light of these moves, news of a more towards a new adjustment to the exchange rate has raising economists' concern about the potential impact of this trend on the economic process in general. Experts stressed that sudden changes in monetary policy could create additional confusion in markets and weaken confidence in the financial system. Economist Mustafa Akram Hantoush said, changing the exchange rate in the current situation is useless because the problem is not in purchasing power but in the demand for dollars outside the platform, because of some small traders trade with Iran and some materials that are imported outside the platform due to the high customs duties or ban, in addition to the desire of citizens to save dollars. Hantoush told Al Jazeera that it is better to find solutions to the growing demand for dollars outside the platform instead of reporting to changing the exchange rate, because this will complicate the monetary situation even more than it is now. Clear policy. According to an official in the Central Bank of Iraq, dealing with the dollar file was based on diverse options based on a series of studies and field research. The official, who preferred not to be named, told Jazeera that the bank has adopted two main approaches for tackling the crisis. First, expanding the use of international currencies such as the Chinese yuan, Indian rupee, UAE dirham, and finally the Saudi riyal, with the aim of reducing dependence on the dollar. And the second approach focuses on developing the operational capabilities of local banks to become more qualified to participate in transfers. For his part, banking researcher Mahmoud Dega explained that the fluctuation of the Iraqi dinar came as a result of two decisions to reduce the value of the dinar in 2020 and then raise it in 2023, which represents a clear interference in the fixed exchange system, which created continuous economic confusion. Dega pointed out to Jazeera that any new change in the exchange rate reflects the absence of benefit from previous mistakes, as the wrong interventions in monetary policy are counterproductive and increase the instability of the financial market. Economist Uday Al-Alawi said, the biggest mistake the government can make is manipulating the dollar exchange rate through sudden decisions, because this has a direct impact on the national economy and undermines investors' confidence in the financial system. Al-Alawi told Al Jazeera that the government's continued adoption of ill-considered decisions on the exchange rate will erode international and local confidence in the Iraqi economy, weakening the ability to attract the investments necessary to improve the economic reality. As we have reported before, this move to open convertibility will not be at a new lower rate. This article says the same thing we have been writing about for a good bit now. There will be no rate change, and the fixed rate will be the only rate, and the use of these other currencies through the corresponding banking scheme will be how trade is conducted in Iraq. Read, the dollar market is on one man, a new mechanism, and the exchange rate is threatened. 22nd December 2024. They are not Iraq. They don't control the rate. Iraq do. Duh. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It has been tough. And today was my Christmas. It was a present for me. I, like many awake people, don't have contact with the family, so it's only me, and I live with my youngest son who's 29 years old. He suffers from Asperger's and is still very much asleep. Also a big fat know-it-all. He comes home, he rings me because he was on holiday, and he rings me and he says, Mum, I found out the quantum financial system is a big scam. Oh my goodness. Well, they will soon discover what is truth and what is lie. But never mind, we're always going to deal with family that are not going to believe what is of God. Of God is creating this new quantum financial system along with our galactic families, because it's not created by man. It was created by the galactics of world so that our money's protected. Never mind. We can only hope and pray that this is all going to end before the end of the year and that Iraq do something wonderful and amazing by revaluing the dinar currency. And my opinion will always be the same. Vietnam is ready to revalue. The rest of the other countries are ready to revalue. Why do we have to wait for Iraq? That's, as I said, is my opinion. But I pray that everyone has a great Christmas. And my Christmas present today, actually, because I quit my job in April because I no longer wanted to work for a hospital that continued giving the jab. I no longer wanted to be in that process. Plus, the manager was a bitch, but that's another story. Anyway, I had problems with case managers at the unemployment place, or they call it WINS for short, or working income. Oh my gosh, talk about dramas. I don't know whether the military, because the military, actually New Zealand, Australia, we're under control with the US white hat. That's what I found out. But anyway, when I went to work and income, well, I'll actually go back. On Monday, I received a call from someone, and I said to him, well, I made a complaint about two case managers going back August and then November. None of them carried through my application that I applied for in July. None of them. And when I asked for a letter so that I can present that to my KiwiSaver, which is retirement plan, because they needed a letter from WINS. And both of those ladies said, oh, we don't do that. It's against our policy. But anyway, the man that I spoke to on Monday, he said, don't worry, you'll get to see someone Tuesday. She's really good. I reckon it's from the military. That's just my opinion. Because the girl that I spoke to yesterday, Tuesday the 24th, guess what? Not only did she do 2 applications for 2 government loans, which is probably my own money for my birth certificate, and in mine, to clear the arrears of my rent, and she said it's been approved. Amazing. And also, she did my application for my benefit, and she said the money should go on my account tonight. Wow. The fact that I received huge amount of money this year in April for annual leave payback. They owed me 55 days annual leave, so that was a huge payout. Plus, I took out money from my KiwiSaver, but she said that has no relation to the benefit application. So that's awesome. So, I don't know. As I said, in my opinion, I think the military were working for me and doing something amazing for me. Because actually on my Telegram page, I said some things I was pissed off, and I ended up saying, military do F all. So I don't know, maybe, but I just think that, yeah, so that was really good news for me. So I'll get an unemployment benefit, plus I'll get accommodation allowance, and then I've got a letter from WINS, so I can go back to my KiwiSaver and apply to get some more money so that I can have money to find another accommodation. I mean, if the money comes through from, the Iraq exchange currency, blah, 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 and everything goes ahead, hopefully for the end of the year, because I've got to get out of here because the landlord's selling the place. So that's my Christmas wish. That was my Christmas dream come true. So thank you, God, so much. And I thank you for the military, because I reckon they were in control, as I already said. Isn't that amazing news? God works in wondrous ways. So that was my need. I prayed to God. That was my need. So I got that need addressed. So remember, when you pray, it's what you need, not what you want. God gives you what you need. So God bless you, and have a great Christmas with your family, and Happy New Year. And I'll keep posting when I can. Love you.